Wow, I can't believe it. We are over 500 subscribers. I can't say this enough, but the support you have shown has been absolutely amazing. I really didn't think we would get this far, to be honest, because I wasn't really sure how people would react to this type of content. For me, the best part of this whole experience has been getting to interact with all of you. It's been really fun, a lot more fun than I anticipated, and I really love hearing you guys getting so excited about the hobby, sharing those emotions and the excitement. It's just a really awesome feeling and the best part of the hobby, in my opinion. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I hope you will continue this journey with me. Once again, I can't say this enough. Thank you so much for supporting this tiny, humble channel. First, I just want to let you know that I will be getting into more intermediate and beginner content very soon that will be helpful to pretty much all collectors and investors. There's just been so much news lately. There's certain topics that I thought needed to be addressed first. It's impossible to ignore crazy events like evolutions skyrocketing overnight and literally record prices being set every month. They all hold important lessons, and it's important when you're in the moment. You understand the smaller ripple effects and the emotions and everything you're feeling every day. So when all this price action happened in the Pokemon card hobby, I thought it was really important to highlight certain aspects while we were here living it and in the moment. Because this is a brand new channel, I've been playing catch up, both with creating content and learning how to do everything because I've never done YouTube before. So if you are newer, don't worry, I will have content to help you learn how to invest and expand your collecting skills and knowledge very soon. All right, and let's talk about some cards. So just a quick disclaimer, this is not investment advice. I am not telling you to buy these cards, but I'm going to share with you some of my recent purchases and a little bit about my mindset behind them. So maybe you like these cards, maybe you don't, but at least you understand my logic and why I picked up some of the cards that I did. All right, well, let's start with some of our most basic, I would say less exciting purchases. First thing up is none other than, this guy again. I picked up a Charizard V. The price was right on this card, so I had to pick it up. I thought it would come out a little bit better condition, but I don't know if you can see it here. We do have a little bit of whitening on the top, so I can't say this is a mint card by any means, maybe near mint for sure. Overall, though, it is in really solid condition. It is a solid near mint card. At least in today's current market environment, definitely not something I would consider sending into grade. But it'll just be a nice long-term hold for me, and I'm happy to sit on it. Next up, also from Darkness Ablaze, I picked up some more cards that I really like, and that is a Mew V. Really love the artwork on these cards. Let's bring this up a little bit closer. But I really love the artwork on this. I think it's such a adorable artwork, and of course, it's Mew, and who doesn't love Mew? Unfortunately, with this particular lot, the condition wasn't the greatest. Again, just like this Charizard V, I probably would not send any of these into grade except for one. And let me find that card. So this is the one that might be in gradable condition. And in all honesty, I probably still wouldn't send this in on a new submission. I'd probably wait a little bit before I even consider sending this in. But overall, it's in pretty good shape. The centering looks pretty solid. And then if we go over to the back, once again, you'll see it looks really nice from the back as well. Very nice, beautiful, clean card. Out of the lot that I got, this is the only card that I would consider sending in anytime soon. But overall, fantastic looking cards. I really love the Mew artwork. I'm actually a pretty big fan of the Charizard V artwork as well. That wasn't the reason I picked this up though. It was just, I got it at a fantastic price. Both cards actually. So I got it at such a fantastic price, I thought it was worth the risk to buy it and the possibility of getting a PSA 10. Unfortunately, the Charizard V didn't work out. I'll be happy to hold it long term. As far as the Mew, if this card did come out at 10, that should more than cover my cost basis for the entire lot. All right, next up, one of my favorite modern sets. There was actually a little bit of a thread, and one of the videos, I forget which one, where myself and another individual, we were talking about that we really like Cosmic Eclipse. It is one of my favorite modern sets. And so I don't know if any of you watched my last pickup video, but I did pick up some booster packs in the last video, and once again, I have even more sleeved booster packs. And I didn't actually want to buy these per se. I have a very full position in Cosmic Eclipse already, and I just could not pass up this deal. The price on these packs were just too good to ignore. And I guess I bought it at just the right time because I have looked at the prices recently on Cosmic Eclipse, and it had been sitting around $150 a booster box for quite a while, and I'm not sure when exactly it happened, but the prices are now sitting closer to around $200 a booster box. So I did pick up these booster packs at just the right time, it seems. But regardless, I was more than happy to pick up a little bit more, even though, again, I am a little overweighted with Cosmic Eclipse now, but the price was just too good to ignore. So I picked up a bunch of booster packs once again, but absolutely this time, unless I'm getting another ridiculous deal, I probably will not pick up any more sealed Cosmic Eclipse product. And speaking of Cosmic Eclipse, I did pick up some Cosmic Eclipse cards. In this case, I picked up a nice little lot of Pikachu Secret Rare cards. Beautiful artwork. As you can see, we have Red, or Ash, as I like to call him, and Pikachu with that fantastic, classic, nostalgic artwork. Most of these cards came out very solid. They were definitely near mint. This card, for example, I definitely would not send in a grade. I've already peeked at the back on that one. I did get a couple of gradable cards, which I will show you. So let's go ahead and take a look at this card first. So we have pretty solid centering. It's a little bit off, so this one might be a little bit into interpretation. I would not call any of these cards a for sure PSA 10. Let me see this one here. So this one has a little bit of whitening up at the top, just a tiny bit. Actually, let me take a closer look at this off camera. Actually, overall, this is a pretty solid card. It looks like whitening on camera, but in person, it looks more like just the edge that you sometimes see on Pack Fresh cards. So this one has a outside chance at a PSA 10. I wouldn't say it's a lock by any means. More realistically, probably a PSA 9, but maybe if I get a generous grader, they might give me a 10. But beautiful artwork on this card. I was really happy to get it. I think I mentioned already that I did overpay just a little bit for these cards, but overall the condition looked really fantastic, so I was willing to take that chance. And I was actually very fortunate. I don't know when, again, I've just been on a little bit of a lucky streak here. Right after I purchased these cards, for some reason the prices have spiked yet again. Now the Pikachu card Secret Rare is looking to be about $35 a piece now. So I did end up being in the green on these cards, but honestly, when I purchased them with the intention of a long-term hold, and I was actually anticipating that the price would go down from the time that I purchased it. So basically, I was expecting to take a little bit of a short-term loss on it, but by some miracle, the prices actually went up. So I am in the green on these cards, but at that time, I did overpay slightly on these Pikachu cards. But again, I was more than willing to because I was considering this more of a long-term hold. All right, and the next card that I picked up, I was really excited to find this. I actually found this in person, and it is a Yokohama Pikachu Japanese promo card. And what made me so excited about this card was not only do you have the unique artwork with the Japanese promotional card, but also I've been looking for certain cards of this nature for quite a while. I do have plenty of Japanese promos, but not from these particular designs or these series, because the price has just been a little bit too high for my liking. And so I actually managed to find this one in person, and the condition on this is just fantastic. Very likely I will be looking at a PSA 10 on this card. If it doesn't come back a PSA 10, I'd actually be pretty disappointed. But overall, it is a beautiful card. Again, I love the fact that we have unique artwork. What I really love about the Japanese promotional cards is I love their borders that they have here as well. Overall, it's just a fantastic card. I love the artwork on these. On top of that, the condition was perfect. And the best part, in my opinion, was actually I was willing to pay a little bit more for this card, but the seller had a really nice price on top of that, so I got it not only at what I would consider a cheap price, but I also got it in what I believe to be hopefully a PSA 10 condition. So if it ends up being a PSA 10, that will be an amazing pickup with a fantastic return, and of course it's a card that I really enjoy. Next, let's take a little bit of a step back and let's go with some classic Wizards of the Coast. So what I picked up here, as you can see, is a Team Rocket First Edition Charmander card. This is, once again, not a gem mint card by any means, but as you can see from the front, it is a fantastic condition overall, considering, again, this is Wizards of the Coast. It is a first edition card. So I see a little bit of whitening over here in that top left corner, as well as on the bottom left. I don't know if I can get that to show on camera, but there's a little bit of whitening on the bottom left and the top of the card. But overall, it's a beautiful card. It is near mint. I'd be probably expecting a PSA 8 on this, but maybe if I'm lucky again, if I get a little bit of a generous grader, I could possibly get a PSA 9, but I wouldn't bet on that one. But overall, very happy to pick that up. Always glad to pick up vintage cards, especially first edition cards in fantastic condition like that. Continuing with a vintage, I was really excited. I got a fantastic lot of some more vintage cards. I don't know if I have enough room to display them all, so we'll just start with a little bit at a time here. But what we have is some first edition Neo Gen Cyndaquil cards. So these are actually first appearance cards with actually 2 Cyndaquils in the set, so I guess you can argue which one is first appearance or not. But generally you can see here we have some beautiful condition on these cards. And so once again, I'm more than happy to pick up any Wizards of the Coast first edition cards that are looking this sharp and this clean. Overall, from these cards, I wouldn't really expect any PSA 10s from these Cyndaquil cards. I definitely have some more from this lot. I wouldn't expect any PSA 10s. Maybe if I had a generous grader, I might get 1 or 2. But generally speaking, from this lot, I would be anticipating more of PSA 7s at the minimum, but a lot of PSA 7s and a lot of PSA 8s. But once again, here's a few more. As you can see, wonderful condition. If I was able to get a PSA 10 on any of these, I would be extremely happy to do that. It's a little difficult to see on camera, but pretty much the majority of these cards, they do have a little bit of whitening on it. To be fair, I do have some PSA 10s that are in, I would say, worse condition than some of these Cyndaquils. However, with grading, you can never be too sure about what a particular grader is going to view your card as. So sometimes you can get a PSA 10 still with cards that have some whitening on it, and sometimes there'll be a grader that sees that little white speck, and maybe you don't get a PSA, they'll give you a PSA 9. So as you can see here, I did mention that there was 2 Cyndaquil cards in the Neo Genesis set. So here's one here. I forget which one is in the first slot. This one's number 57, so I believe this one will be 56. Yeah, so this is number 56. I guess you can argue this would be the Cyndaquil rookie card. So we got some more first edition Neo Genesis Cyndaquils. Anytime you could pick up some first edition starters, this is second generation starters at a reasonable price, and I thought these were a fantastic price. And once again, I was overjoyed with the condition on these. So we can see a little bit of whitening on this corner here. But overall, again, I'm looking through the camera in this particular instance, so I don't see a lot of damage. But I know in person, a lot of these cards will have a little bit of whitening that maybe we can't see on camera. This card here, for example, the centering from top to bottom is a little bit off, so that might also prevent a PSA 10 grade. But like I said, with this entire lot, I'm not really expecting any PSA 10s for sure. Maybe, like I said, if I'm lucky, a PSA 9 from time to time. And if I get a very generous grader, maybe someone will give me a PSA 10. Let's clean up these cards a little bit. It's getting a little chaotic here, a little too many cards to show all at once. And sorry if I'm boring you with all of these Cyndaquil cards, but I got one more. We have the evolved version of Cyndaquil, so that's Quilava. I definitely like Cyndaquil. It's a very cute Pokemon. Great classic artwork. Once again, this is from the same lot, so I managed to pick up a more near mint condition first edition Neo Genesis cards. Here you can clearly see some of the whitening that I was talking about earlier on a lot of these cards. So we have, let's go ahead and flip to this one. You can see I have whitening here on the top left edge, and I believe that's some whitening here on the right as well. Let's look at the bottom. Looks pretty clean on the bottom. But overall, once again, fantastic cards. We'd probably be looking at a lot of PSA 8 and 9s on these, but beautiful near mint cards. All of these Neo Genesis first edition cards, I am planning to just hold on to these long term. Alright, and then this is one of my I would consider it one of my most exciting pickups. I don't know how you'll view it, but let's go back to Japanese promotional cards, and that is another Easter Pikachu. I don't know if you've seen or I guess paid attention to some of my videos where I have some footage of some of my PSA cards, but I believe I have at least 2 PSA 10 Easter Pikachus. I mean, look at that artwork. It's just fantastic. It's really cute. I love the color palettes on it as well. It's not something that you would typically see from Pokemon, for example. Even if we look at, let's say, this Mew card, which is also a very cute card, but I'm just comparing it. Look at the colors on it. The art style is very different. But overall, just a beautiful card. I love this design, and I love the story. Acquiring this card was not, you didn't just pick up this card by itself. It was a little bit random. You had approximately a 1 out of 4 chance. We don't know the exact odds, but there were 4 cards in the Easter set. And the Pikachu is literally the only desirable card in the set as of today. And the reason I was really excited to pick this up is because I actually was trying to acquire a lot of these much earlier when the prices were a lot cheaper. Unfortunately, with the massive bull run, I was not able to get as many as I wanted. I was looking to get more PSA 10 condition Easter Pikachu cards, but with that price spike, I pretty much didn't want to pick up any more at the current valuations at PSA 10. So I managed to find this card, and as you can see, it is in, if I get this to focus here, it's in beautiful condition, really sharp corners. That's just some lint there if you're wondering with the white. But this is a beautiful card, no scratches on the front that I can see. So when I send this one into grade, this will definitely be a card I'm going to send in. I will be very disappointed if I don't get a PSA 10. But overall, another beautiful card from Japan, exclusive artwork, and I love that it has not just exclusive artwork to Japan, but I also love the difference in the artwork from, again, what we normally see from Pokemon. Now, as excited as I was to pick up the Easter Pikachu card, I was ecstatic to find this card. And that was the Korokoro Shining Mew promotional card from Japan. So I have been on the lookout for this card for a long time. Usually the condition on these are pretty rough, even at the raw price point. So I've been looking for one of these for a long time. I really did not want to go and buy a graded card already because the prices were really high. And on top of that, with this bull market, again, prices are just going ballistic. So I was looking for some raw cards. This one is definitely not perfect. Actually, when I saw it, here's some whitening here up at the top. When I saw this picture, I actually saw this online. When I picked it up, I thought it had potential to actually be a PSA 9. Definitely when I got it in person, it has no chance of a PSA 9 because we do have whitening here on the side and the front, and there's also whitening here as well. So in the pictures, I was not able to see that. I was, however, able to see this damage here, which I was hoping maybe had an outside chance at a PSA 9. Realistically, is probably looking like an 8. But overall, I was still more than happy to pick up this card I got. I would consider it a solid price if it was in, let's say, light play or minor play condition. But this is a legitimate near mint card. Definitely going to be at least a PSA 7, I hope, unless there's some hidden indentation or scratch on it that I didn't find. But otherwise, the only things I'm finding on this card is these whitening spots here on the front and the whitening here on the corner. And I forget if there was any other damage. But if not, if those are the only pieces of damage, I am looking at least a PSA 7, if not possibly a PSA 8. It's just really tough when you have damage on the front. They're going to grade you a little more harshly on that. But as you can see, beautiful artwork. It is a Japanese promotional card. We have a Shining Mew, beautiful artwork. I love the subtle background with the design and the hollow pattern. It's fantastic. So what we have is just a beautiful card that I really, really enjoy. On top of that, we have that classic Pokemon history with the old back Japanese cards, for example, versus the new back here on the Easter Pikachu card. But I can say I was really happy with all these purchases. I've been a lot more selective lately due to the bull run, but I was extremely happy to find some of these deals again. I've been looking for an Easter Pikachu and a Coral Mew for a very long time, and a lot of these other cards I just couldn't pass up on it. It seems like Darkness Ablaze has not been giving me too much luck, but otherwise everything else that I got, I couldn't show you everything, but it'll be a lot of duplicates of the same cards. But even though I couldn't show you everything, I was really very happy with all these pickups, especially these two, because I've been looking for these for quite a while. And so those are some of my pickups and some of my mindset on why I picked up the cards that I did. Again, I pretty much got really good deals. I wouldn't say amazing deals, but overall I got a fantastic price on a lot of these cards, so I was more than happy to pick them up. And on top of that, these are cards that should hold relatively strong in the long term, particularly the vintage and the promotional cards. So hopefully this was insightful and you had a little bit of fun watching some of my recent pickups. I'm Kakashi with Kanto Capital. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.